we will look at the topic of faith in oneself or self-belief. Self-belief. This self-belief is required for everyone, whether they are spiritual seeker or material seeker. Every person must cultivate self-belief. And what do we mean by self-belief? Self-belief is interesting. Self-belief, we can say, is the notion that I can. I can. I can achieve this. I can do this. I can achieve it. I can do it. However, there is a deeper level to this. Below the thought I can is a subconscious thought I am. I am. And it is this thought that is actually your self-belief. This is the self-belief. I am. Now it's whatever you have attached to that I am is then going to lead to the I can. I can or I can't. So if I believe I am intelligent, I am good at maths, then someone gives me a mathematical problem. How will I approach it? I can do this. Come on, give it to me. Give me a look, give me a look. Give me a look. Come on, show me, show me, show me. So why will that person have such a positive attitude or interest towards the mathematical problem? Because there's a belief, I can do it. And where's the belief coming from? The notion, I am good at maths. Make sense? If a person believes, I am strong, and someone says, hey, help me lift this couch. Yeah, I can do that. I can do it. Who can help? I can help. Why? Because there's a belief, I am physically strong. Therefore, it leads to the notion, I can lift heavy weights. And therefore, it leads to the action of me executing. Sometimes when people do analysis, they only get down to the I can. They don't get down to the I am. And if you don't change the I am, you will finally get worn out by trying and trying and trying and trying and things not working. This is why people get tired in any field. Because essentially that I am thought is not changing. So they still feel, I'm not very smart, Swamiji, I don't understand all this Vedanta, and I don't understand your classes because I'm not very smart. So they keep on saying, I'm not very smart, I'm not very smart. They will listen to one class, two class, three class. They will struggle, they will battle. Every now and then they'll get moments of inspiration where they feel, yeah, it's getting there. But because that I am not smart is not changing. I am unintelligent is not changing to I am intelligent. Eventually they end up giving up. Because it's the I am thought which then determines the I can thought. And therefore it's always about fundamental change is the change of I am. And that's why, what is Vedanta trying to say? I am infinite. Can it get any better than that? Can it get any better than that? You can't say, oh, I'm infinite. Now what my next goal is. Now that I'm infinite, you know what? Next challenge, please. I am infinite plus 1. I am infinite plus 2. I am infinite plus 3. No. Once you get I am infinite, game over. Job is done. But if I say I'm good at maths, after being good at maths, what do you have to do? I have to be good at English. Then after being good at English, I have to be good at science. Then after being good at science, I should be good at arts. And then music. It keeps on going. Or I'm good at my technical job, but I haven't done management yet. Management I haven't done. So I don't know if I'm a good manager. That's what happens at work. We all start with technical jobs. And then after that, manager. Then after that, MBA. Then after that, CEO. We keep on adding. Vedanta just says, let's go straight to the heart of it. Let's just go. I am infinite. Once that's done, everything else is done. Your CEO, your manager, senior director, partner, you have achieved everything. You're infinite, finished. It's all done. Straight to the heart. Okay? But now I want you to understand, how does self-confidence work? Self-confidence works with the notion I can, and below that is the notion I am. We can work at two levels. You can work at strengthening the I can, but eventually you want to change the foundation, which is I am. Like I said, a lot of motivational talks, they largely deal with I can. That's why sometimes, these sessions, they get you to walk over fire. So you walk over the fire. I can walk over fire. Woohoo! And what does it mean? Who are you? The question is, who are you after that? I am fire. Okay, you are fire. Very good. If that's what you've learned, then that's what you learned. That's why the question, who am I, is more powerful than what can you do? Because who am I is defining I am. What you can do is talking about what you can. And now, just think about it. If we have to write down an essay on who am I, what will we write? Largely, we talk about what we can do. We don't talk about who we are. Isn't it? I am Mr. So-and-so. I was born in this place. I grew up in this place. I studied in this place. I enjoyed these subjects, so I studied them and I pursued a career. Then as a career, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. We talk about all the things we did, but we don't talk about who I am. We give a list of accomplishments and achievements. I'm a mother of two. I'm a father of this. I'm a managing director here. I have these possessions. I own a house over here. I have a car over there. All these things, these are all peripheral. This is talking about what you can do, or this is talking about what you possess, but it's not talking about who you are. So our life is such that rarely do we get to the crux of the point. Rarely do we get to the crux of the problem. Who am I? And so that's what we need to work on here. Faith in oneself. So now how can we shift? How can we start now changing how we see ourselves? How can we change our self-belief? And how can we redefine this I am? Now, I said we can work, you can work at the foundation, but the other thing, you can also work on the top. You can work on the top levels. Both are available. It depends what you are comfortable with. So now let us work. If you work on the top, it's easily. Working the foundation is always hard. It's always a bit tougher. So now at the top level, what can we do to boost, reevaluate, or build self-confidence? First thing is, start writing down all your successes. Write down your achievements, accomplishments. Everything you have completed successfully. They can be projects, large goals in your life. They can even be small, unexpected victories. That's also important. Because sometimes people only focus on big things, they forget small things. Sometimes small things are very important. People often forget some of the largest achievements in their life as well. They fail to register them as an achievement. A classic one in the migrant population is failing to recognize that you have successfully migrated. That's a very classic failure to recognize success. And that's why only when you talk to a local guy says, my God, you left your country and you came here and you only had this much money, and you only had this background, and you had to get re-accredited, you had no friends, no family, no support, and you built all this. And you sit there and say, yeah, of course, that's what everyone does, right? And they sit there and say, we've never heard of anyone doing this in our life. We are 6 generations sitting in this country. I've never met anyone who's done this. The furthest I've been is from eastern suburbs to western suburbs. I have not even migrated further than that. Yeah, lived in the same city my entire life. So they are shocked. They are shocked that the migrant story involves so much strength, so much capacity, so much adaptability, so much skill. And the person who's gone through it has discredited that success. No, everyone else did it. See, your success is not measured by what everyone else did. You have to recognize that this was an achievement. Yeah? So we have to look deeply into our past. And we have to focus on these successes. Keep focusing on success. I said, as we get older, a lot of the time, our mind gets consumed with our regrets, mistakes, not our successes. We keep on thinking about all the things we've done wrong. Yeah? As a parent, it's very tough because you always sit there and say, oh, maybe I should not have told them off so much that time. Maybe we should have put them into music earlier. Maybe I should have sent to private school, not public school. Always some doubt will come and regret. Because we keep on focusing on what we're not doing. Yeah? So, start focusing on what you have achieved rather than focusing on what you haven't achieved. Yeah? Now, when you focus on it, one way to focus on it is to write down the qualities you demonstrated. The qualities you demonstrated to achieve that success. So listing down the qualities you demonstrated, expressed in order to achieve that success. The second aspect, now that's more of an intellectual element. The second aspect is the experiential element, is to relive the success. To mentally relive that state of feeling confident, feeling sure of yourself, feeling expansive. The joy that's also there. There's a joy at that time. Because of that feeling of going beyond your own limitations. So this is called reliving the success. So you're not just writing things down, now you have to experientially get into recall that moment, recall that achievement, recall the feeling you had at that time. Yeah? Sometimes it is just a conversation with a person you have been at war with a long time. And in this one conversation, you decided to express yourself very differently, and all of a sudden you won the hearts of those people in front of you. This doesn't seem like a major incident in life, but it's one of the biggest victories people can have. This is one of the biggest victories we can have. Because in life, relationship management is the biggest challenge we have. As you get older, everything is about relationship management. When you're young, it's all about achieving. And as you get older, maintaining, sustaining. So relationship management becomes huge. And therefore, just recalling an incident of love, reconciliation, and forgiveness, this becomes one of the most powerful experiences to relive because it shows you are capable of forgiving people. You are capable of mending relationships. You are capable of forging and coming together and bringing a tattered relationship back into its full strength. I have full capacity to do that. So, this is the first step, okay? Listing down your successes, listing down the qualities you demonstrated, and then reliving it. Relive it intimately. Okay? That's step 1. Step 2, remember words of validation from mentors. Remembering words of validation from mentors. Many times we have done marvelous things, heroic things, and mentors can be anything. Boss, parents. For children, mentors are parents. Parents play a big part in self-belief for a child. Grandparents also, they have a strong relationship, also can play a strong part. Teachers obviously play a big part. Teachers in any field, whether sports coach, music coach, this, that, everyone. So remembering clearly those words of validation. Yeah? We've all received them. But what happens is when you have a low self-image, that you're not capable, when you hear these words that you're very good at this, they are in conflict with the notion that I am good. So internally, I have a notion I'm not good enough. Mentor says, no, you're very good. And if you don't pay attention to it, your natural thought dissolves the thought of validation. So the mentor's thoughts eventually just dissolve. And what's the thought that remains? The thought that I originally had, I am not good enough. Yeah? And that's why mentors' thoughts are absolutely critical and we should hold on to them. Yeah? That's why for a seeker, for a shishya, what the Guru says, Guru Vakya, most important. Because even Guru Vakya doesn't mean just Shastra. Every now and then Guru has said some compliment, some praise, and they have shared some insight about yourself which you didn't even know. When you're with advanced spiritual seekers and teachers and gurus, they have got insight into your mind that you don't even know. And then when they share it, you must listen to that. Must listen to that. It can revolutionize your entire thinking. But what often happens is when we hear compliments, what happens? We become uncomfortable. When people are praising us, we're uncomfortable. Why that discomfort comes? A lot of the times we think we're humble. And because we're so humble, I'm very uncomfortable hearing my praises. No, it is not humility. It is actually lack of self-belief. It's low self-esteem. The reason we're uncomfortable hearing compliments is because they clash with our inner subconscious, which says you're not good enough. And then when someone says you're wonderful, no. There's a clash, there's a conflict. It's the same thing. Some people tell you, I love you, and other people are very uncomfortable. How can you say you love me? For what? What reason do you love me? What have I done? No, we love you. That's it. We love you. But that person feels, I am not worthy of love. So within their heart space, within their subconscious, I am not worthy of love. Everyone else is showering love. They don't pay attention to it. They feel uncomfortable with the compliment. And because they feel uncomfortable, they don't give it attention. They deflect, they avoid, they run away from the compliment, and eventually the compliment dissolves. When the compliment dissolves, what's left over is your original thought, which is that thought of low self-esteem. And that's why the second way to rebuild or build self-confidence is to remember clearly the words of validation you have gained from mentors, parents, whoever you look up to. Yeah. I always found that you have to write these things down. The minute you're given to them, you get into your journal and you write it down. Word for word. And that becomes your mantra. That should become your mantra. If a guru gives it, it's mantra. It is mantra. You can chant that mantra again and again. Yeah? And the idea of that mantra is to now start changing. The subconscious thought, I am. And from I am, I can. Self-confidence comes. Okay, so that's point number 2. Remembering words of validation from mentors. Yeah. Point number 3, avoid comparison. Avoid comparison. Because comparison is one of the killers of self-confidence. That we see other people and we say, how come? Oh, today Priya did such nice chanting today. How come she can chant so well? I can't chant at all. If I chant, different words come out. I don't think I'm meant for chanting. I can't do this chanting. Only she can do the chanting. I can't do it. So we try to chant. There's a Atma, I quit. Comparison. How come so fast it came out? I can't get it out at all. Yeah. So comparison's a killer. I always tell the teenagers, comparison is a killer. Don't compare yourself. Yeah. Always measure your success today against your performance yesterday. That's what we are measuring. We are not measuring our performance against others. Measure your performance against your own past. That if last week I couldn't even read Sanskrit and today I can read one word, I'm growing. But the lady chanting, she can read the whole thing back to front. Oh, don't go compare yourself there. You feel terrible. But last week, I couldn't read Sanskrit. Now I can read one word. Progress. Next week, 2 words. Next week, 3 words. Next week, whole sentence. 5 weeks, chant the shloka. You are growing. You are growing. Each one of us has to grow at our own pace. Each one of us has to grow at our own pace, our own rate. No comparison should be made. Look at all the flowers in the garden. All the flowers in the garden, they grow and blossom at different times and at different rates. Some come out in winter, some come out in summer, some come out very impressively and then they die and gone. Where we know some plants, they're there the whole time. What do they call this? Perennials, I think. They're there all the time. Then you have seasonal. They come out. Oh, very impressive. Die away. Everyone is different. Our rate of growth is also different. Yeah? Therefore, don't compare. If at all, you look at someone and you say, what they have is what I want. You can use this thought. It's not a problem. However, don't compare outcomes. You must compare effort. Effort and sacrifice is what you have to compare. If you are going to compare, this is called positive comparison. When I talk to the youth, we use the term grit and glamour. Glamour is the outcome, awards, trophies, attention, love, called glamour. It's the champion holding the trophy in front of the crowd and everyone cheering, streamers coming down, confetti everywhere. That's called glamour. The grit is that champion getting up at 4:30 every morning and going to a gym at 5:30 where no one is there. And in that gym, in 3 degrees, he starts running on a treadmill. No one else is in the gym. He starts lifting weights. No one else in the gym. He starts doing jump rope. No one else is there. Everyone comes at 7. He's already been there since 5:30. Why is he the champion? Why is he the best of the best? Because he does this. When everyone else is coming at 7, he's already been there for 1 hour. Everyone else leaves at 9, he keeps going till 10. So his session is 4.5 hours. Everyone else's session, 2 hours. That's why he's the champion. So one, focus on effort. A lot of the times, we don't see the effort of people because people don't show it. Yeah? On Facebook, do we show effort or do we show outcome? We always show outcome. We show how beautiful we are, at the social event, but we don't show the 4 hours of preparation, hair straightening, dyeing the hair 3 days in advance, straightening the hair, choosing the outfit, ironing the outfit, 3 months of exercise to reduce the stomach. All that no one sees. All they see is one beautiful person standing at the wedding. Yeah? But I know all the people that get married, they all tell me, I'm on wedding diet, Swamiji. I didn't even know there was a thing called wedding diet, but the wedding diet. That means a crash course to get that stomach in. Because 3 months to go. Then after that, it can all come back out again. Why? It's already signed. The deal is made. Finished. After that, you have to stick with me. It doesn't matter what I look like. So, in order to get that signature, right? I don't know that. So all this, don't compare outcomes. You look at the grit. That's why I say we live in a world now where we only see glamour. No one sees the grit. Focus on grit. Focus on hard work and effort of others. And the other thing is focus on sacrifice of others. You've got to see the sacrifices that people have made in order to gain their success. This is talking about positive comparison. Negative comparison is just focusing on outcome. Positive comparison is where you focus on effort and sacrifice. And it's there that you might even change your opinion about whether or not you want to achieve something. Because when you see the level of sacrifice that has to be made in order to achieve it, you might say, you know what, I don't think I want this goal anymore, actually. Like a lot of people in career, we have a very blind notion that to get to the top of the career, we can have career and family and everything. But actually, really, when you analyze it, people sitting at the top of any field, they only have that field. They generally don't have both. Either they have very strong and successful, outstanding careers, but with that, they have very strained relationship with family. That is a sacrifice they have made. That is a sacrifice they have made. Or people who occupy public space, celebrities, who are high publicity or high profile personalities. All high profile personalities invariably have to sacrifice personal life. Because you can't have a great public life and personal life. Because that is the sacrifice. If you're a personal person, you won't be in spotlight. If you're a private person, if you're spending time with your kids, if you're spending time with your family, that you can't go and tell the whole world. If you tell the whole world, they'll pick it up as gossip and run with it. That today, this man fought with his wife. Tell the whole world. So you don't tell. When you don't tell, people don't want to interview you. Why? What's this person? Every time you ask him a question, says nothing only. How is family? Good. How is children? Good. How is wife? Good. Interview over. We don't want this person on our show. We want someone who's going to say, you know what, me and the missus having fights. I don't like her. She doesn't like me. We are thinking about going different ways. They want some juice like this. They want the juice. That's how you get public profile. Yeah. And so these are just sacrifices that we have to make. So we must be aware. If I want this goal, what is the sacrifice that has to be made? That's one thing you have to note. Okay. So we said point 3 was avoid negative comparisons. Negative comparisons mean comparing glamour. And if you are going to compare, which even then you don't need to, but if you are going to compare, if you have that mindset of comparison, then compare effort and sacrifice. Don't compare glamour. Okay? But ideally, you should not be comparing. Ideally, we should be able to look within ourselves and figure out what we want to achieve for ourselves and not have to base that on what others are achieving. That's ideal. Okay. Fourth point to build self-confidence. Work on one thing at a time. Work on one task, one project. Take up one project at a time. When you take up one project at a time, it allows you to put your whole energy and effort into it. You can put your entire mental energy, intellectual brilliance into this one task. When we manage many different tasks, then what happens is we can only divide our energy and put it into each task. So as you divide your energy, you are not able to bring out a particular skill into its full manifestation. Why? Because you use that skill for one task, but now you've got 3 other tasks you have to do. They call this immersive learning. People use this for language. When they want to learn language, rather than learn language and stay at home and work and cook and this and that and run the house, what does a person do? Go to that country and live in the country. Go live in that country. Now, when you live in that country, what happens? You're away from your family. When you live in that country for 1 month, you're away from work. And when you live in that country, everyone speaks that language. No one speaks your language. And if you throw yourself into this one field wholeheartedly, then what happens is the potentials start expressing. Your potential comes out into its full manifestation. Why? Because each time it comes out, it is not then curtailed or distracted by another task. All your energy is just growing this one divine quality. It's like in my garden, if I have 4 plants and only 1 liter of water, each plant will only get 1 quarter. But if I have 1 plant, 1 jug, then that 1 plant gets all the water, all the fertilizer, all the care, all the attention. But if 4 are there, then I just have to, divide my time and energy. Now I know this is a little bit this is a very challenging one when you're living as grihastas, but the idea here is that when you take up one thing and you work on it, you bring it to perfection. And it's not about bringing the task to perfection, but what happens is you develop mastery in that field. Your skill and talent goes from latent, dormant, or beginning rudimentary to now advanced. And when your skill and talent goes from rudimentary, mediocre, but to advanced, all of a sudden you start feeling more confident. Why? Because now the definition I am changes. So say I'm learning a language. And when I'm learning a language, then I sit there and say, I know a little bit. I know broken Hindi. Bits and pieces I know. I know enough to get through. If I go to Mumbai, I can get through. Anyway, they speak half in English there anyway, so it's not too hard. But, I know enough to survive in Mumbai. I know enough to get through. I know a few words here to speak. This is how you define yourself. I am only this good. I am basic level. Now, pour your whole heart into that. What happens? I am fluent in Hindi. I am well versed in Shastra. Your definition now changes. Your I am goes from I am basic level to I am fluent. I am skilled. When the I am changes, what changes? I can changes. I can take this up. Please teach this to this person in Hindi. I can do it. Please translate this lecture in Hindi. I can do it. Why? I'm fluent. I'm fluent. Please read this text. Is in Hindi. Can do it. Fluent. Do you see how life changes? Confidence changes. Outlook changes. Enthusiasm and engagement in activity changes. Yeah? Why? Because I have changed my definition. How did you change your definition? Because you took one skill and you brought it to full manifestation. You took one talent and you brought it to full manifestation, and that has redefined you. And in redefining you, now it has opened up the whole possibility of anything is possible for you. If you can learn this language and become fluent, now why can't you learn another language and become fluent? So now from Hindi, you go to Tamil. Then from Tamil, okay, let's go to French. Then French, Spanish. Spanish, you can learn any language now. Sanskrit, why don't you learn Sanskrit? Oh, Swamiji, too hard. Swamiji, Sanskrit, too hard. Rama, 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 Rama. Too much, Swamiji. If you are bilingual with another, why can't you learn this? It's another language only. Attitude changes. This is called self-confidence. This is called self-belief. Yeah. So, this becomes fourth point in how we can start developing more self-confidence. So, we looked at 5 different types of faith. Today we took up faith in oneself. Self-belief, self-confidence. It is rooted in the notion, I am. It expresses at the notion, I can. I've given you 4 different methods in how you can change either the I can or the I am. Yeah? That 1, focus, relive your successes, listing down qualities you have demonstrated. 2, remember the words of validation from mentors. 3, avoid negative comparisons of glamour and outcome. And if you have to compare effort and sacrifice. And 4th one was focus and master one thing at a time. It helps to build your self-belief, which then builds self-confidence. Okay, so in this we have seen the quality of self-confidence. Okay.